how hilarious was Ken? He's exactly that kind of thing that I talk about, that, while I'm not at all into what someone's saying and what they believe, and people that believe Ronald Reagan was the best president and, where he's at, I just loved him. I just thought he was a fantastic person, I just don't care what he thinks. Yeah. And just kind of let all that kind of wash over me. But I look back on it, I thought, I think I might have gone into a bit of shock, because I was really in that kind of how I was. I was yeah, post-yoga high, and then next minute, I didn't even see, I just went straight for him and his face. And I didn't even have a look what was written on his cap, you know what I mean? I was just hi. Oh, we talked for another 40 minutes. I was thinking about the polarity of the conversation I'm having with Peter Mulholland, and then the conversation I'm having with Ken. It's like I should have said to Ken, have you heard of Peter Mulholland? You should go and have an audience with him. I'd like to see those two go at it. Brilliant. Do you want to meet the baby? Bella, baby. Oh. See, I just get really scared. She hasn't been biting me, but she's still been hissing. I'll see if she'll let me touch her. Baby. Oh, baby. See, that is breakthrough. There's this amazing organic shop. It's like a superstore, but not those modern ones that are really, new agey and beautiful and modern and wood and all that. No, this is old school. This is a beautiful Greek family that have owned it for 13 years. Mum, dad, daughter, naturopaths, real proper organic superstore, amazing. And it's across the road from Peter Mulholland. How much do I want to live on the Central Coast? Although Peter's taught me enough that I can go ahead on my own. And I had an amazing 2-hour practice this morning. I just incorporated all sorts of things that he's taught me, and I was able to release every part of my body, all my joints. I felt blood flow. This is a next level magical reduction, restorative practice, Thinking about the words reduction, restorative with the dream world tragedy, and while I'm being told that, it's only a month ago that, this ride was checked, my mind goes, well, 365 days a year, maybe they don't work Good Friday. I'm not sure about that, but that'd be the one day if they had one day off a year. And you've got heavy machinery, a lot of water, you've got something going and going and going. You can't tell me that there can be safety checks without the whole thing coming apart and really looking at it, reducing it and restoring it and giving it a rest and a break, I wonder if Dreamworld's going to recover. I was just watching this thing on Sunrise where they're looking at that worldwide with all the other tragedies that have happened in theme parks, and a lot of them just never recover properly. So it'll be really interesting if Australia can actually take Dreamworld back in their hearts, considering that they were considering opening without even the people being buried, considering their first public expose was to talk about, money and shareholders, they really, really fucked up, and not that I'm not at all into cutting people slack with empathy, and they went into shock and all that sort of stuff, but it really would seem like they just thought about money first and not empathy, And I've got huge empathy for the staff members and, all that sort of stuff. I think about, whoever was manning the ride and what they saw. Like Dad said that, some of the bodies would have been cut up, God. And, and again, those people on the bus yesterday in Brisbane. And really, I could be saying this about anything. I mean, if I was to talk about, and then that happened, what happens in the world with tragedies and, accidents and horrifics, you just be vlogging all day. I remember in the 80s, I think, is when America stopped actually reporting on murders and rapes in a, they only kind of picked their stories which would have better public interest, because, they would have had bulletins going for hours and hours if they would have reported it, So, yeah, interesting about the Hillary thing this morning. wow, and the FBI opening her up and everything. It's like we're just watching this amazing film, isn't it? It's I tell you what, Ken really, in that 40-minute conversation I had with him, he's got some amazing, amazing points. Like, he's telling me things I've never, ever heard before about all sorts of things. And I was just like going, oh, wow, and yeah, there's definitely a lot to him. And definitely quite a lot to what he was saying in all sorts of ways, Yeah, profound. Okay, off I go, doing my thing.